Good evening, everyone. Welcome to closing comments here for July 1st. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in these markets today. First up, we got our August live cattle on the board. We did see this market balancing out inside that prior day's range. We did lose about 50 cents on the day here as it did close slightly lower, but this market just stabilizing here on either side of this 50-day average. Looking like the bulls are trying to put up a fight here. We see this thing just bouncing back and forth all day long between about 243.80 and the lows coming in just right around 241 once again today. Like we've seen here in the recent past couple days, we continue to see a little bit of relative strength out here in these back months as they did manage to poke above those prior day highs on this October and December contract before finishing slightly positive, but just seeing a little bit more strength in those back months. We should see this market continue to stabilize. We are seeing the first signs of life here. We want to see these bulls continue to defend that 241 low that we've seen here between yesterday and today's action. If we can see this market continue to tighten up and consolidate in this area, gather up the support it needs, we should try and take a run higher here before this week is up. A couple trading sessions left here before we go into the 4th of July weekend, so everyone continue to watch this thing, monitor it for more support, and if we get a nice strong push above these prior day highs, we should see this market get back on track and see this August contract push up there towards 250, see these back months start to head back up towards these recent swing highs in the low 240s. Things are looking good though at the moment. We should see more support here before this week is up and see this cattle market turn higher. Next up, August feeders on the board. We did see this market bouncing out inside that prior day's range as well. Like that live cattle market, we continue to see a little bit more strength in those back months. Good support there on top of these rising moving averages here for this feeder market. This market pulling back off of this recent run up to 377.5. Seeing just a nice normal pullback after that big bounce here we saw off of that yearly low. Look for this market to continue to balance out here. We want to see some tighter ranges in the 360s if this market can continue to find support here at these averages. We should see these bulls start to look higher here before this week is up. Good stabilizing action here today. Nice line being drawn right around 367.5. If these bulls are able to get this market to flip back above that bear pivot at 367 here for the week, we should see them push back up into the 370s and get this uptrend back on track and see this market rally back up towards those highs. Next up, got our December corn futures on the board. This market gaining a little bit of ground here, pushing up into the low 440s, just kind of bouncing off of some overextended levels and testing a new contract low. This market still has plenty of sellers in it, so don't expect much of a bounce here. We should see this market continue to rally up here nearing the $4.50 mark, but look for those sellers to step back in and keep that selling pressure on in this market. Not expecting much here. Look for this resistance to keep weighing heavy on this corn market, and we should see these prices start to turn back down there towards this contract low at 4.25 and potentially even down there towards $4. So look for the this rally to be sold into and this corn market to keep on pushing lower here over the next couple weeks. Next up, crude prices giving up a little bit of ground here today. Prices finally breaking down below this 4-day range we've been trading in. Closed down there below our bear pivot at 68.5, looking like the sellers just going to keep on pushing towards the 66.5 mark. At the moment, not really expecting any big major directional moves other than just a nice steady slow bleed lower here for this crude market. Look for it to keep on pushing back down here into the 60s. And next up, equity markets kind of having a mixed day. We did see the Nasdaq down over 1% at one point, giving back most of yesterday's upside. Dow was the strongest of the bunch today, as it did briefly test a new all-time high at 53.1. The S&P just kind of stuck in the middle here, balancing out. Pretty tight range day. Still trading above that 7,500 bull pivot for the week and that rising 20-day moving average. This rally is still underway. We should see this market continue to try and get a little bounce back up towards these highs. Those major components are still seeing kind of some faltering action. Apple getting back above the averages here. Microsoft pushing up into the 20. A lot of these guys just kind of messing around just right around these averages. So we want to make sure that these mega cap names can see some sustained trading action back above their averages, and it should get these indexes back on track to the upside. Not really expecting any major breakdowns if they continue to turn around down there. Look for this these indexes just kind of keep hanging out in this area, but if we do continue to see some good traction on these major components, we should see this market to start heading back up towards those all-time highs. Still a lot of good places to be putting money out there. Be selective, keep looking in the right spots, but we should see this uptrend continue and higher equity prices here into the summer. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Catch you guys tomorrow.